Early voting, its origins, importance, and impact on the 2024 U.S. presidential election. As early voting ends today, November 1, 2024, Americans are reflecting on the significance of this phase in the election process. Early voting plays a crucial role in increasing voter participation, offering greater accessibility, and enabling citizens to cast their ballots with ease. With the upcoming presidential election between candidates Donald Trump and Kamala Harris on Tuesday, November 5, let's explore the roots of early voting, its relevance to the electoral process, and how it's shaping the narrative of this year's pivotal race. The origins of early voting. The concept of early voting has been part of the American electoral process since the 1980s, initially adopted by a few states to accommodate those who couldn't vote on Election Day. Its popularity grew as more states realized that early voting could ease the voting process and reduce the impact of long lines on Election Day. By the 2000s, early voting had become widespread, with nearly every state offering some form of in-person or mail-in early voting. The practice especially gained momentum in 2020, as states expanded early voting to minimize crowds and manage health risks during the COVID-19 pandemic. Today, early voting has become a norm, allowing people from all backgrounds and circumstances to vote at their convenience. Each state determines its own rules regarding early voting windows, with some states offering multiple weeks and others a shorter span. In 2024, millions of Americans have already taken advantage of early voting options, indicating the pivotal role it continues to play in modern elections. Why early voting is vital to U.S. elections. The U.S. has long held its elections on the first Tuesday in November, a tradition dating back to 1845 when Congress fixed this date. However, as modern life has become more complex, many people face challenges in finding time to vote on a single day. Early voting resolves some of these issues by providing flexibility for those who may not be able to make it to the polls on Election Day. This flexibility helps increase overall voter turnout, a crucial element of a democratic society where every voice should count. Moreover, early voting helps alleviate the challenges of long wait times on Election Day, making it easier for election officials to manage the flow of voters and ensuring a smoother, more organized process. Early voting also allows people to cast their ballots without being swayed by any last-minute campaign developments or news, giving them time to make a decision free of immediate external influences. Early voting in the 2024 election, the Trump versus Harris narrative. In 2024, early voting has been a central part of the narrative, especially with candidates like Donald Trump and Kamala Harris in the race. Trump, the Republican candidate, has voiced mixed views on early voting. While he initially criticized mail-in voting, he has increasingly recognized the role of early in-person voting in mobilizing his base. His campaign has actively encouraged early in-person voting, especially in states that lean Republican. Kamala Harris, the Democratic candidate, has strongly advocated for early voting, emphasizing the need for every American to have accessible options to participate in the democratic process. Her campaign has been dedicated to promoting both early in-person and mail-in voting as a way to empower citizens and to avoid the chaos and uncertainty that could arise if millions attempted to vote on a single day. Harris's focus on early voting ties into her broader campaign themes of inclusion and accessibility, appealing to a wide range of voters across demographics. Both campaigns have acknowledged the high stakes of this election, with early voting offering an opportunity to lock in support and stabilize turnout predictions. The turnout in early voting often serves as a bellwether for the general election, giving analysts insights into voter enthusiasm and potential outcomes. The future of early voting. With the steady growth of early voting, it's likely that it will continue to expand and evolve in future U.S. elections. States are expected to experiment with new technologies and practices to improve accessibility, and there's growing interest in making early voting periods even longer. In a polarized political climate, early voting serves as a stabilizing force, ensuring that more voices can be heard regardless of election day challenges. Call to action. For viewers eager to stay informed on all things U.S. elections, presidential updates, and political insights on both Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, and the dynamics of the Democratic and Republican parties, subscribe to Avuncular's production on YouTube. We'll bring you timely updates, in-depth analysis, and coverage that keeps you engaged and informed. Avuncular's production is one of the channels owned by Akegbulujanyanwojo David, the manager of Avuncular's services. Avuncular's production is dedicated to entertaining, informing and educating you in sports, politics, science, arts and general lifestyle of people, culture and race. We urge you to join our membership after subscribing to our channel to get the best and be involved in our engagement. On behalf of the management of Avuncular's services, we want to thank you for watching and listening. It's goodbye from us for now. At Avuncular's production. Copyright Avuncular's services.